Hello, my name is Leon. My major is software engineering and network designing. So, um, I like to doing the programming and the coding, and I like to use Linux system to complete this assignment. So this assignment is about OSSEC HIDS system. Let's study it. OSSEC is an open source software. This software watches all actively monitoring all aspects of Unix and Windows activity with file integrity monitoring, log monitoring, rule check, and process monitoring. With OSSEC, you won't be in the dark about what is happening to your valuable computer science. When some attacks happen in your computer system, the alert logs and emails will be sent to you, and at guys you can take quick actions to help you solve these things, and you can find it everywhere. I just download it from the GitHub and find the documentation to the Linux instructions. So let's begin. At first, I will introduce how to install this software. You will go to the documentation and get the link to download it, and you should ensure the integrity of the file using this instructive. Yes, it shows us okay, so it have the same SHA 256 checksum number, and you decompress this one and open this direction and run the script, and then you need to start this service like this. Yeah, it's completely started. So let's start with introduce some interesting features and specials. The first one is the email alarming system, and you can see the OSSEC config files in the using the global text to tell you how the email notification is open and where the alarming coming from and where the alarming email is to, and what does the wire using the localhost as MPP servers, and how often is the time, and the time is 60 times per hour, and the email system check the system file chain in special instructions like etc, like bin, sbin, for example. So let's create the full virtual address, because the external email provider can't regard the email alarming as a spam, so I have to use the virtual email. So I service the virtual email again, and I will got the emails. This is I got the emails, and the email will tell me something changed because I changed the virtual this file, and I changed the virtual DB this file. We'll introduce some command and active response config. First one is the command. Yes, I embed some command and to see how is the change and what happened in this change. So let's save it and real started. And I will got the root table changed because the output of this command is, if it's changed, I will got the alarm notification. Yeah, that's one of the function. The last function is the active responses. When I use the firewall job script to block one IP from the firewall, and I add 3 parameters: action, username, and IP address. So I protect the IP into my network, and I add it again. So let's check the log of OSSEC HIDS system, how to describe it. And I found the active response, and LS it, and cd the logs. I found the active response.log. Yes, it's really described into the log file. Firstly, it delete and add it again. That's the another functions. Overall, but above introduce some interesting features and functions like email alerting and commanding alerting, commanding output alerting, and active response. For example, firewall job script happening, how the logs describe the changes, and how it open this OSSEC HIDS system, and how the email will alarming us. The OSSEC host-based institution detection system, or HIDS, is easy to set up and configure. OSSEC has far-reaching benefits for both security and operation staff, and for the interesting of all the Linux and Windows developers. And I also like to develop this software and in the future. Thank you for listening.